Alright, this video is about a couple of random things, but mainly stem plants. This is the ugly truth behind stem plants. So, been trimming and trimming and trimming these to keep them bushy, right? So, can you see the bottom of them? That looks really crazy and really bad under there, but the tops look pretty. So, Rotala SP green, kind of bright because of the light. SP green here. These guys grow down like they creep. They creep and go straight down. So I'll clip a long one, plug it back in, and maybe these little ones will grow kind of slightly more up. Rotundifolia is more pink. And as we go along, this guy looks real pink on here. It's more red. This is an H raw. See, the colors are coming in so I can tell them apart. The ones right here in the front corner and right here are Rotala Singapore. So they'll be more pink. Okay, so we just took this piece of wood from over here. I've been trying to figure out what to do with this tank for now. I'm still going to rescape the entire thing, but I'm not ripping all of it out right now. I mean, we're not worried about that right now, but we took this big piece out from over there, so it left a hole. Well, took this piece here, had the Anubias already on it, and pulled it from the 38 and just kind of moved it around in here, and it just happens to have a little piece at the bottom where it perfectly fits around the bottom of the skimmer part. Just happens to be perfect. So now you see the skimmer kind of hangs back a little bit. So if you see the bottom of it, this is suction cups all the way, but it kind of leans back just a little. I put a little bitty rock there to kind of try to keep the fluval stratum from rolling down, because before it was, hard to get it from where it would get to the slots, and a couple of pieces would stick to it. But I've got it now where it's dug out a little bit more. So anytime I take the skimmer off the intake to clean it, which basically, by the way, this is just a piece of fish net because the endlers had babies, and there's 2 or 3 babies in there, and I don't want them going down the top. But normally I do this the lazy way, and I just take the pipe brush and snake it straight down here, so the other part of the pipe that goes up, that doesn't get cleaned for quite a while. You could tell I snaked this one too. I snaked it right here, and it went all the way up into about here. That's as far as it could reach, and then I pulled it back out, and then I took a hard sponge and I scrubbed out the algae here. So there's still buildup here. So it's more work taking off lily pipes. But that one, every time I take the skimmer one off, when I lift it up, the gravel falls in that little bit right there. And then when I go to put it back in, I have to kind of work it like that so that the gravel kind of moves from around it. But yeah, this spot looks really bare now back here, but I'm hoping that this grass will fill in. But this Eliocaris parvula is what this is. And the problem that I see with it here, okay, these are real big, thick, fat blades right here. So these guys are from tissue culture immersed growth. I'm trying to get these guys to transition, and I know this grass is sensitive. Like you can see that piece right there is uprooted. So a lot of times when these get uprooted, part of the problem transitioning hairgrass for me is I will bump one and it comes up or something, and I replant it over and over. That's what happened to the Juncus repens. I had replanted them so many times over and over, and you have to leave them for a long time for the roots to grow in so they can root. Once they root, they're healthy. But these guys, I'm not sure. A lot of people say with this hairgrass that you need to go ahead and clip it all. Like a lot of people clip the roots. Of course, they had really no roots in the tissue culture, but you see how long these blades are, all the way up like this. A lot of people, when they plant these in videos and stuff, they automatically just snip the top off and then plant them. But I tried that before, and I had a lot of them with brown blades turning brown and dying off. I had a lot of problems with that. So what I did was I clipped some of them and left some of them long. And the ones that had the plantlets growing from the top, I left some of those attached, and some of them I clipped off and replanted. But the problem here is they do have runners, but the runners kind of grow on the top. See, here's a new runner on the top. There's a little one starting. Here's a runner on the top of this one. So if I clip that here, I can replant that piece, but it's pretty weak. There's like 2 blades on it, so it does pose a problem. Now with this, so we're just hoping to just hold steady for as long as possible and try to give it 2 weeks to a month. Like, it's probably been 2 weeks already. Try to give it at least like a month to root so that it can start getting the new blades popping up from the bottom. But anyways, as off track as this is, this piece of driftwood here just happened to have an Anubias on it from before. So this Anubias is probably going to get shredded with algae, but we'll see how that goes. My drop checker is like very lime green, almost yellowish, so it looks like Mountain Dew. So I got a new diffuser. I got an Acurio Neo diffuser. These are the ones that are ceramic. I mean, not ceramic. I mean, it's acrylic, so you can bend and move it slightly. So that way, when I can use this tube, a regular silicone tube. I have regular silicone tubing on it this time instead of the black CO2 tubing, but it does fit over it pretty well, and it hasn't slipped off. It kept slipping off of the glass diffuser because the top piece was broken, so it slipped off. But this is acrylic and it seems to have more grip, and it's got a very clear suction cup. That is there for now because if you can see the circle spot on the wall, the piece of driftwood goes right there where it was. But yeah, background stem plants, really ugly on the inside and in the bottom there. That's pretty ratty under there. That's what the bottoms look like on background stem plants. You watch like Green Aqua and all these people, the tops look like this. But that's the price you pay for mowing them down to be pretty on top. But another thing here, another little update on the Pinata Fida. It's really pretty. It looks really, really good attached to the wood here. So that's really looking good. I'm going to end up ripping some of this carpet out. When I rescape this, I'm probably going to do hairgrass or something, or glosso, or maybe no carpet at all. And just do like up on the sides with like maybe rocks like mountains, and sort of kind of like go to a canyon in the middle. Or just make it maybe a little like flatter, I guess. I don't know, but I know I don't want to do this again. All the time and all the work that I put into this carpet, it's alright, but it would look better if it was more mixed. That's why I've started to let the pieces of hairgrass just grow in between there. And so whenever we do redo this entire scape, there'll be some changes. And I lifted the hardscape, all of the hardscape, like I slightly lifted up a little bit, just a little, and then wedge it around a little bit, let some of the soil fall underneath it. If you see the soil right here on the bottom, right here, and where the moss starts up here, not down there, that's because from here down was buried. I lifted this one up too. It was buried to here. It doesn't look like a big difference, but it does make a big difference. This long piece I had lifted up too. This big piece that I pulled out doesn't fit back in that hole, so I'll just keep the hole there for now. And just pull this piece out and put it in the 38. So that's what's going on in here. And 24/7 mode, my stems are turning kind of green, but it looks good.